So it gives me great pleasure to introduce you guys to Richard Patrick. He is the front man, the main man of Filter. Welcome.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Absolutely my pleasure. First off, I just want to get this out because my wife allowed me to say this, but she's been a massive fan of your band ever since high school.
Oh,
She's from the States originally, so she went to high school. And equally, and unbeknownst to her until today, she didn't realize that your brother was Robert, or is Robert Patrick.
Robert Patrick. Yeah, my bro.
So yeah, she didn't I did. I knew, but she didn't, which was fun to find out today. Um
Yeah,
but yeah, no, she's been a massive fan of the band. Since, like I say, since high school. So she's
that's great. Well, tell her I said hi.
I will. But yeah, no, we're here to talk about Filter's new album. It's been, I think, was it 7 years since your last one?
Yep, 7 years since the
Um,
last LP.
Excellent. It's called The Algorithm and it's out on the 25th of August.
Yeah,
Those people who can go pre-order it now, pre what you do with music and everything.
pre-save it, pre-order it. Yeah, there's all those.
All those things. And yeah, I mean, the album, you got a tour as well, I should say, coming up. You got a US and UK EU tour coming up. I've got people who listen in the States because I originally started this over in the States. So that was my main like
Hmm.
audience at that point. So all the dates are relevant at this point. So
Hmm.
which is kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, let's start with the album. I mean, 7 years. It's a long time to go between albums.
Hmm.
So what have you been up to in between the last
Well,
album?
in rock and roll, you have to have a side hustle,
Yes.
and my side hustle is movie scores.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, so I do movie scores when I'm not doing music, when I'm not doing music for Filter.
Yeah.
And that takes up a lot of time when you're doing them. You get, usually, um, you usually get about 11 weeks to really dive into a music score, but it takes all year to kind of compose all the sounds and so like invent all the sounds you're going to use and stuff. Because I mainly do like drone scores and stuff like that,
Hmm.
which are hard. They're a lot harder in many ways than orchestral or but anyways, yeah, movie scores. And but I did release two songs in between. They were Thoughts and Prayers and America,
Yeah.
and that was off of what I was going to call Rebus, or the America record, or the um They Got Us Right Where They Want Us at Each Other's Throats record.
Yeah.
But that didn't come to fruition, so I just put them out as singles and let them hang out there for a little while before I put out The Algorithm, which is now coming out
Yeah.
these days.
Nice. I mean, with just out of pure interest, like the difference in obviously writing for a band or
Mhm.
writing for a movie, how do you make that switch? I mean,
Oh,
sort
it's
of,
easy.
you know,
It's easy. You just your audience is two people. It's the producer and the director, and not in that order. It's the director and the producer, and you work really hard to make them happy, and they'll tell you where to go with it, and they'll give you pointers, and they'll give you notes on it. And then for Filter, it's no holds barred, just anything I want to do.
yeah.
So Filter's way freer. Like it's I've I've kind of demonstrated that, like, sure, I can give you "Hey man, nice shot" and "Welcome to the fold,"
Yeah.
but I can also give you "Take a Picture"
Yes.
and mellow stuff. And you know since my audience is now well aware that I'm going to do that, I can kind of do whatever I want, and they're pretty accepting of it.
Yeah. No, I mean this album, I've been fortunate enough to hear it, and it is full of like those sort of things, those like diversions in musical sound that you have. So you've got tracks like Up Against the Wall, which is like just got this real heavy bass to it, kind of
Hmm.
like a wobble bass, I think. It's a real dirty, gritty sound.
Yeah.
But then you got tracks like Burn Out the Sun or Command Z.
Yeah, towards the end of the record. That's
Yeah,
how I
for
put
the
it.
record.
Yeah.
And it's Summer Children's another one as well, which is sort of in the middle.
Summer Child. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just like you take people on these journeys, which is absolutely like I applaud that in any musician that can do that. Because especially these days when like a lot of albums, or they're not really albums, they're just a collection of songs
hmm
that these artists, but because obviously people consume things differently now. But there's still people out there that crave,
Yeah, I'm trying to give an album.
yeah,
I'm trying to make a record, there's a concept behind it with all the visuals and everything. It's an astronaut returning to Earth to find it completely destroyed, and there's only a few things alive on it. Like there's a little girl, like the little girl in Obliteration. She's out there, and then for Burn Out the Sun, we're working on a treatment for that, which involves like the astronaut and a little girl kind of left on their own out there in the middle of nowhere. And the astronaut is all over the artwork when it comes to like when you buy the CD or when you buy the record.
yeah,
The astronaut helmet is the album artworks. But it's essentially this astronaut returns to Earth to find it completely destroyed. And at the very end of the record, because I'm a recovering alcoholic, so I comment on getting wasted every once in a while. And
I know
uh
it's
but the end of the song, the guy's literally like, "This is why I just want to be high as a motherfucker." You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like he's kind of thrown in the towel and he's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go get a drink after all this." And yeah, it's just the audience will have to, I implore you to listen to the whole thing as one big piece of music before you dice it up and put it into playlists and stuff like that.
yes, no, definitely. I mean, you've released. I mean, people can go listen to a couple of the tracks now. A couple of them you've already mentioned, like Obliteration, Face Down. Was the first one, wasn't it, that came out as
No,
the?
the first one was For the Beaten.
Oh, okay.
That came out a week after I did the Nine Inch Nails reunion.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay, excellent. That was a
So that's been out for a while.
yes. And then it was Face Down, then Obliteration. Is that right?
hmm
Yeah. So people go listen to those, but yeah, I do like the whole album. I mean, I love the opening track as well, the Drowning. Um,
Yeah. That's my favorite. That's why I put it up front.
yeah, it is just. I mean, tell people it's just so good. Um,
It's so good, everybody.
yes, go download it, go do whatever now. But yeah, no, I mean it's a great record, and you've got it coming out on is it Golden Robot? I think the label.
hmm
How did the relationship come over with that? Because before I know you had some issues with the Pledge Music um
Yeah. The
situation. They
debacle.
got yeah, they got them. It hit a lot of my sort of other friends in the music industry as well.
Yeah.
That particular thing, but like coming after doing a couple of like sort of crowdfunding campaigns,
hmm
going back to a label, how did that feel? How did that sort of come about?
I mean, they're pretty cool people. I like Mark. He's a great owner, and his son Jagger was really hyped to get us. And I think that they're solid people who love music and want to bring forth the rock.
Yeah,
It's primarily a rock label. And well, no, that's not true. They have a big variety of artists they have. And yeah, this is a great chance for us all to shine and kind of, tell the world like here we are, because they're a relatively new company. So I hope that we're kind of like the flagship,
yeah.
project that goes over the top.
No, that would be awesome. I mean, I
Yeah.
obviously press agents that send me stuff, and I get a few releases from that label. And then I think it was last year or the year before when you announced that you signed to them. I can't remember when it was. It was a couple of years ago. But no, back then I was like, that's amazing because I want to talk to you, obviously, for this show. All the way back then. And obviously having you on here now is great because it's like now you've got a record out. And you're touring as well. We should actually talk about the tour. You had a date a couple of about 4 days ago, is that right?
Yeah, we played Cleveland, Ohio about 4 days ago, and it was amazing. It was a great show. We
And you've
played
got
with Live and Incubus and Bush.
amazing. See, this is what I
Hmm.
miss about the US. There's some absolutely fantastic festivals.
Yeah,
Um,
the Sonic Temple, Sick New World.
yeah,
There was a whole bunch of festivals that we did this summer
yeah,
and in the April and May and June, and yeah, it's been pretty cool of coming back, and a lot of the Danny Wimmer festivals are really awesome. He does such an amazing job promoting them, and um, yeah, it's been a great touring season, and now we're headed out with Rob Zombie, Alice Cooper, and Ministry, and it's called the Freaks on Parade Tour.
yeah.
That's how you have to pronounce it.
Yes. No, I mean that looks amazing in itself. Like that lineup, including you guys, is I mean, I'm a big fan of all those bands. Like I love the sort of I've always loved the sort of crossover sound of like rock, metal, but with electronic elements. So not
Hmm.
necessarily the
Killer.
industrial side of it, but like, there's
Yeah,
they've got
we're right up your alley. We're
exactly
right up your alley. Cool.
exactly. And when you guys collabed with Crystal Method for the Spawn soundtrack, um, like Can't You Trip Like I Do, and that was great. I play that at the clubs and stuff here.
Hmm.
That still goes down amazingly well. I mean, it's I don't know how old that track is now, but it has stood the
Yeah,
test of
it's
time on that front.
probably 25 years old easily.
Something around there.
Sure. Yeah.
But like just bands that cross over, we got stuff over here like the Prodigy, we've got
Oh yeah, Prodigy's huge everywhere.
you got Pendulum, you've got all these bands that kind of cross over this like various styles of dance music
You know
with
who my favorite artist is from the UK these days? Scarlord.
Scarlord.
Yeah, Scarlord. He's a black kid from the Midlands of England, and he
Okay.
is the coolest fucking rapper I've ever. Can I swear? I
Yes, you
didn't.
can.
He's just the coolest. It's trap metal,
Okay.
and it's really really good. Scarlord.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna have to check that out because I haven't heard of them.
yeah, he's amazing. Yeah,
I would
it's a singular artist. Yeah, he's like amazing. He's killer.
I will definitely check that. I've got that written down in front of me now. But I'll definitely check those. That's good to know in my own backyard as well.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's crazy because there's a lot of new talent coming out of the UK at the moment, and like I'm waiting for that next lot that are, and that's obviously it's going to be that sort of crossover sound like trap, metal, garage, and
Yeah.
stuff like that are all kind of things that are going into that melting pot. What we love,
Hmm.
like rock music, whenever that genre hits. Like obviously, like
Hmm.
we had new metal. We had in, as well. But yeah, it like I always like when people try and push that envelope, it's amazing. So,
Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely Scarlord. He's
like,
definitely an inspiration to me, for
like,
sure. I have a band also coming out next year called A Place to Kill,
okay,
which is kind of industrial trap metal.
yeah,
Yeah, and it stars my friend Jim Laveau, who's from this band There Is No Us, and he's just an amazing talent. He got this incredible scream, so you keep a lookout for that next year sometime.
no, definitely, definitely. I'm always on the lookout for that stuff. It's good.
Mm.
Um,
Absolutely.
but yeah, because I DJ all the sort of like not all of them, but I DJ some of the rock clubs here in the UK and obviously
Mhm.
the radio station stuff as well. But I just love being able to mix up these songs and that kind of like crossover sound gives me that opportunity more than some of the organic rock
Cool.
that wasn't necessarily recorded to a click or wasn't necessarily quanta or whatever.
Yeah,
I just love being able to mix. I've always loved turntables behind me here, but
yeah, that's awesome.
I know I always love to like just mix all different styles of music I can. So but yeah, no, it's really cool. I mean, with this tour coming up with Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper and Ministry, what sort of are you bringing any kind of show with you? Because you've got three
Nope.
very kind of like
We're bringing a backdrop in our
that's it.
we're gonna pay the Rob Zombie lighting guy to throw some lights back and forth when we're on.
Nice.
That's what we plan to do.
Keeping it simple. I like that.
Because it's sheds and it's outdoor arenas,
Yeah.
so it's we go on at 6 o'clock, so like
Okay.
it's still light out, you know,
Yeah.
so we're just gonna have a backdrop and keep it simple,
Fair enough. Fair enough. I can see
keep
you're
it
playing,
nice and punk.
which was my that was my back garden. As you can see, put this hat here, Tampa Bay. I can see you playing the Mid Florida Amphitheater. So that's I've been there a couple of times. I saw
Yeah.
Deftones and all kinds of lot bands there, which was
So you lived in Florida?
yes, yeah,
Oh wow, cool.
yeah. I was there for about 5 years or so. So it was
That's awesome. Yeah, Tampa Bay.
yeah, it's a lovely part of Florida, to be fair.
Yeah.
Um,
Now you got Ron DeSantis.
oh yes, we do.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah,
Slavery was fun.
yeah. Let's do it again.
Yeah, let's have some more slaves. Woo-hoo! Yoo-hoo! Woo!
Absolutely fucking insane what's going on over there at the moment.
Exactly.
Um,
Don't get me started.
oh, I can see you got the flag in the background. I could have dropped mine.
Dude, I'm a bloody knuckles liberal Democrat.
Yeah.
Like that, you've heard of bleeding hearted liberals, like such a bleeding heart liberal. No, I'm bloody knuckled.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I'll
Yeah.
get into a fight over it.
Yeah, you can easily do that in Florida with anyone.
I'll stick with the cops on January 6th. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Definitely. Definitely. Oh, that's going to be a fun day. um,
Yeah.
I mean, um, I got a couple of questions left for you, if that's all right. I could let you sort of. I don't know how many more of these you've got to do today, but
I have another one in 15 minutes, and
okay,
then I
cool.
have about four more later on this afternoon.
Okay, cool. Well, I won't keep you too much longer.
Okay.
So I sort of these are my sort of like final questions, but what I want to sort of like get from you are your three most pivotal albums of your life. So not necessarily the favorite album, but ones you heard when you were younger and you were like, "Shit, I want to be, in a band. I want to make music. I want to, you know,
I'll give you four.
do that." Yes, four's good.
London Calling, The Clash,
Yep.
The Unforgettable Fire, U2,
Yep.
The Land of Rape and Honey by Ministry. And Al knows this because I've told him to his face that it changed my life, that record. And Viva Sect 6 by Skinny Puppy.
Nice. I like
Those are the most important records in my life. But, obviously The Wall, and
yeah.
Led Zeppelin 1 and obviously I it's impossible. I could give you a top 30,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I just want
Yeah,
one like
the Unforgettable Fire blew my mind like when I was a kid. All those records blew my mind when I was a kid.
that's good because it's like that, those are the sort of albums I want because I could ask you top five albums, people can reel those off. And it's good you reel these off really quickly as well, because a lot of times it's kind of, you know, it doesn't always come to mind of most people.
Right.
But no, I mean those I can see how those. I mean, Ministry. I remember hearing Ministry when I was younger, and just sort of listening to that sound that they had.
There was just nothing like it. They were the reason why I like all four of those records is because I'd heard nothing like it. I
Yeah,
mean, even to this day, it was just like, what the hell am I listening to? Jing, 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 London calling. I loved it.
yeah. I mean it. I mean, obviously they're a national treasure here. But
Yeah, absolutely. The Clash.
yeah,
That was what saved me from like hair metal.
okay.
Like I avoided the whole hair metal entrapment
Yep.
by listening to the Clash, and then I got into like Skinny Puppy and Ministry, and then
Yeah.
U2, and like, and all of those artists are socially aware. They're
Yes.
completely they write about politics and they write about social problems and
Yeah.
social topics and stuff, and that's one of my huge influences as well.
Yeah. I loved Ministries. Is it their last album? Or was it the album before? Is it America?
There can't.
Yeah, American. Yes. And I love that because one of my sort of like favorite DJs was on that record as well.
Mhm.
Sort of I love scratch DJs and stuff like that. There's a guy called DJ Swamp.
Oh,
Who,
I love Swamp.
yeah, and he did
Yeah,
all
he's amazing.
he did the cuts on that record and then went out on tour with them as well, which was kind of cool.
Wow, yeah, he's
Um,
killer.
and yeah, no, I was just like I really love that album, and obviously, I mean, they've had a few albums, and I think
Mhm.
I have seen them live. I say I think it was a while ago, um, but yeah, no, I mean, Ministry, fantastic. I mean, you two, they have like, yeah, I mean, they're a legacy in themselves with the
Yeah,
work
I mean,
they've done, and
you can give or take like two or three records from YouTube, but like, I mean, when they were brand new and
yeah,
like he found when the Edge found the digital delay, it
yes,
was just like all bets are off. And I could say Joshua Tree as well, but Joshua Tree to me sounded too American.
yes,
It was
yeah,
too country, went a little too country and Western on me. I like the fact that they were from Ireland,
yes,
like that's who they were, Irish,
yes. And it's yeah, I mean that's the sort of like there's a lot of stuff going on in or was still is a lot of stuff going on in that country that they came out of.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
uh,
Sinead O'Connor.
yeah, that was the most recent
Yeah,
unfortunate news.
yeah, sad.
But yeah, I mean it like knowing what Ireland were like or parts of Ireland were like back in the 80s and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
it's sort of like them sort of coming out of that, and like things like that always provoke great art as well, as
Yeah,
bad as those times are for people. Like I'm waiting for that sort of like post shutdown COVID thing to happen now.
that's Filter's record.
Yeah.
That's the algorithm.
Yep. Cool.
Post Trump, post COVID,
Yep.
Filter. I mean, why not?
Yeah, why not? I mean, it's
Why
the
not, baby pop?
you had a lot of like records written over that time, and I don't think
Mhm.
it sunk in with a lot of people when it came to that. It was sort of like the instant
Mhm.
response. But like with anything, the country comes out of war, or a shitty leader or anything like that. You hope the art will flow after that from being restricted and everything like that. But yeah, I mean, your guys' album is fantastic,
I appreciate that.
it does go down as one of those. But finally, you've probably already answered this earlier on. But what are your hobbies away from music? I know you say you write film scores as well, but do you do anything else?
Yeah.
Like,
Just being with my kids, hanging out with my kids,
yeah,
being a Star Wars fan with my son, taking him to Disneyland with Star Wars Land everywhere, Galaxy's Edge, and just being a dad. It's a lot of fun. My
yeah,
son and my daughter. Yeah.
nice. And that's amazing. I mean, that's what it's all about, really.
Yep.
And like you said earlier, you're recovering alcoholic, and
Yeah.
you've 20 years now, 21 years.
20 years, coming up on 21 years. If
That's
I take it one day at a time.
oh wow, you got amazing. September 20. I see it. Nice.
September 28th, 2002.
Yeah. And that I mean that in itself is amazing. And like for anyone that has gone through addiction any level, like
Yeah.
you're always in recovery. And
Yeah.
but
You can never go back. You can
oh,
never like, oh, it's time for me to have a beer, a drink, like you can't do it.
yeah, exactly.
It picks up exactly where you left off.
Yep, yep. The mindset resets and everything back to that point. And
Mhm.
yeah, but no, congratulations on that, and
Thank you.
congratulations on the 28th of this year as well, of September. She gets 21. Uh,
Yeah. 21. My sobriety will be old enough to drink
that's
in America.
crazy. Um, but anyway, Richard, thank you. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem. Good luck with the record. Everyone, it's out on the 25th worldwide. Stream it. It's gonna obviously you're gonna have the physical copies and stuff as well.
Yeah.
Usual vinyl
And
now.
I'm signing a whole bunch of stuff too. I'm signing a bunch of vinyl.
Oh,
And the
nice.
vinyl comes in a clear record. It's like silvery clear,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the actual vinyl. And I'm gonna sign those. And those are coming straight from my house,
Oh,
straight from me.
that's amazing. I
Yeah.
love I love vinyl.
Yeah, vinyl's fun. I love vinyl too.
Yeah,
I like it. I for a while I was like, why? CDs are awesome. You know what I mean? But and they sound amazing.
yeah.
Uh, but then I was kind of like, yeah, I think I like vinyl too. So I go both ways on it.
I just like the sort of owning of the physical music. I mean, with CD you get
Yeah,
that as well, but you don't get it in the
yeah.
large scale. Like it's like a
There's
big
a
as well.
booklet and
Yeah,
lyrics and liner notes and all kinds of stuff on it, you know.
yeah. There seems to be a lot of effort goes into that side of it. Or
Yeah. Yeah, my friend Sam Sheraton is the guy that did the artwork and he worked really hard on it.
excellent, excellent. Well, I look forward to that. I'm going to pick it up on vinyl. I'll see if I can get a signed one sent over. Or I can get them distributed in England.
We can get you. Just talk to Joe.
Yeah.
Joe can hook it up.
Okay,
I'll hook
cool.
it up
I
for you.
will I will drop them a note. But Richard, thank you very much. Honestly, loving the record. I look forward to everyone else hearing it as well.
Awesome.
And yeah, like I said, I hope it does you well. And hopefully I'll see you guys in next year in
You
March.
got it. We'll be here in March. We'll be in the UK in March,
Yeah.
proudly bringing our algorithm records with us.
Nice, nice. I should be at the London show. That's the
For
closest.
sure.
So
Yeah,
yeah, cool.
it's going to be awesome.
It,
Thank you.
thank you very much, Richard. Have a good rest of your day. All right.
You got it. You too. Thank you.
Right. Bye bye.